In the middle of West Africa, a quiet change was happening under the sky of Burkina Faso. It wasn't a change in politics, but in how things were made and how proud people felt. While the world talked about problems, Burkina Faso was building its own future, without big announcements, without plans from other countries. In secret, engineers, mechanics, and students worked very hard, hidden from people who doubted them. The government, led by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, knew how strong a surprise could be. It's better to show progress than just talk about it. The quiet allowed new ideas to grow, free from outside pressure. Then, one normal morning in Ouagadougou, the quiet stopped. The first electric bus made in Burkina Faso rolled onto the streets. It was new from Burkina Faso and totally unexpected. This wasn't just a kit put together from another country, but a homegrown wonder. The world, used to stories of struggle, saw a sign of victory. For people in Burkina Faso, it was a moment of deep pride, their flag on a vehicle that showed off the best green technology. This wasn't a gift from somewhere else, but the result of their own hard work and smart thinking. The buses became more than just a way to get around. They were symbols of strength and cleverness, a clean break from needing others, a step into a future powered by the hands of people from Burkina Faso. The project showed what Africa can do when it trusts its own smart people. It was a clear statement: Burkina Faso is in charge of its own future. The world noticed, but for people in Burkina Faso, this achievement was very personal. The buses moved quietly, but their message was loud. A new time of Africa helping itself had begun. The main idea of the project was that Burkina Faso would build these buses all by itself. No experts from other countries, no important parts brought in from outside. Every part, from the frame to the wires, was designed and made right there. Steel was shaped in factories in Burkina Faso. Cloth was woven by local hands. Even the smallest screws were made in the country. This idea of making everything at home helped local businesses and made the economy grow. It meant creating new ways to get supplies, bringing back old skills and spending money on training. The easy way would have been to buy parts and put them together, but this was about making people stronger, not just making things easy. The result? A product that was truly from Burkina Faso, showing local needs and real life. Making these buses helped the country's economy at every step. These buses are not just old foreign designs put into new packages. They show the country's will to do things on its own. Burkina Faso proved it can build its own future without buying progress from others. The whole process of making things stayed at home, and so did the pride. This is what makes the electric bus from Burkina Faso special. This big step forward was made possible by the people of Burkina Faso, engineers, skilled workers, and students. Engineers, who studied at home and in other countries, came back to build their nation, creating new ideas for the Sahel climate and rough roads. Mechanics and skilled workers, who were great at working with metal and welding, turned raw steel into strong, dependable frames in small workshops. They didn't have huge factories worth billions of dollars, just skill, cleverness, and a goal. Students joined in, giving real solutions and getting hands-on experience. This project became like a living classroom, training the next group of people who would create new things. Together, they formed a special team from Burkina Faso, mixing knowledge, skill, and young energy. They faced people who doubted them and tough technical problems, but they never gave up. Their success sends a message to Africa. The continent's best resource is its people. Turning plans into buses was a huge task of planning and doing. Engineers designed things for the local conditions, rough roads, the heat of the Sahel, and busy streets. Making the parts was spread out. Frames were made in one workshop, body panels shaped in another, and interiors crafted somewhere else. This teamwork across the country used local skills and created a smooth flow of production. Strict testing followed. Buses drove thousands of miles on tough roads, filled to the max, with every part checked carefully. Each test improved the design, making sure it was safe, reliable, and lasted a long time. The reward, seeing the finished buses move quietly through city streets, taking the place of loud, polluting diesel vehicles. For the workers, it showed that their hard work and skill paid off. The journey from dusty workshop to city roads was complete. a manufacturing miracle done by the hands of people from Burkina Faso. At the heart of this change is the electric engine system, a smart move for being independent in energy. For many years, Burkina Faso was stuck relying on changing oil prices, spending valuable money on imported diesel. Electric buses cut that tie, greatly lowering running costs and making fares stable. Battery technology was developed locally, with systems for putting them together and managing them built in the country. The buses give instant power, smooth starting, and almost silent operation, perfect for city life. Maintenance is simpler, and electricity can more and more come from local renewable sources. This change protects the country from big global problems and helps the people who ride the buses. Burkina Faso is now a producer, not just a buyer, of the power that moves its people. Each bus is a statement of energy independence. The future is cleaner, quieter, and firmly in the hands of people from Burkina Faso. The electric bus project in Burkina Faso rejects the old way of just putting things together. Too often, made in Africa really meant assembled in Africa from kits made in other countries. Burkina Faso broke that old way of thinking, controlling every step from design to testing. This built not just buses, but a whole system of industries, engineers, mechanics, and technicians learning advanced technology. It's a direct challenge to the idea that Africa should only sell raw materials. With strong government support and money put into local talent, Burkina Faso jumped ahead into making high-tech products. This is about taking back the right to build industries on Africa's own terms. The electric bus is a moving declaration of independence. Africa is no longer just putting together other people's dreams, it's building its own. 500 electric buses shining in the sun have sparked national pride. In a region often known for its problems, this achievement tells a powerful different story. For every citizen, the bus is proof of what Burkina Faso can do and that they own it. On the streets, people stop, smile, and feel a sense of, "We did this." The project has inspired young people, changing the national conversation from problems to possibilities. The buses are a new symbol of what it means to be from Burkina Faso. Progress made at home, not foreign help. The national flag on each bus is a strong statement of ownership. The spirit of helping oneself, supported by leaders like Thomas Sankara, lives on. This pride brings people together and motivates them, fueling big goals for generations to come. The electric bus is more than just technology. It's something that brings hope and strength. The launch of 500 buses is just the start. Burkina Faso plans to make more, replacing all diesel buses and expanding to rural areas and special vehicles. The vision goes beyond its borders, to sell buses and share technology across West Africa. This is about working together, not just business, helping other nations become independent. A plan for a supply chain across all of Africa is imagined, with countries specializing in different parts. Working together will build a strong, self-sufficient industrial base for the continent. The plan moves Africa from competing to cooperating, from separate projects to one shared goal. Burkina Faso's project is like a seed for a huge forest of African industry. The road ahead is ambitious, but the path is clear. Africa is taking the wheel, guiding its own industrial future. The world's reaction to Burkina Faso's achievement? Quiet from the West, but cheers across Africa. Big news channels ignored the story, but it spread quickly on African social media and news. The project challenges the idea that Africa is helpless and always needs help. Across the continent, leaders and engineers see a model for their own countries. For young Africans, it's a call to action. You can build the future here, with your own hands. The engineers from Burkina Faso are now role models, showing that science and technology are ways to build a nation. The project's greatest export is inspiration, lighting up big goals across Africa. The world might not be ready for a strong, industrialized Africa, but the continent is. The quiet from outside doesn't matter. The cheers from within will be remembered through history. Burkina Faso has built more than a bus. It's built a bright light for Africa's rise. This is Insight Africa, where the blueprint for tomorrow is built today.